Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions. We put it all together to try to improve the quality of our life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is May 17, and it is a pleasure to get together with you as always. And as usual, we welcome those of you that are new to the broadcast. If that fits your bill, all you have to do is write the word new in your comment, and we'll be thrilled to give you a nice little welcome. And as usual, if there's a very important comment or something that you wish an answer for, or something that you would like a reaction on, it helps a great deal if you begin your comment with a capital letter Q. Today, as always, we have important headlines from here and there. We have an update on the tsunami drill from yesterday. We have some news from Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. An interesting sale that's coming up this coming week that you may want to pay attention to if you are in the business or in the process of buying things online. And we also have an update from the Jalisco Philharmonic. A new season is coming, and I am just giddy. And we have show and tell. I took some photos yesterday that I wanted to share with you. They're not necessarily connected to one another, but they have, I hope they have, interesting stories behind them. So what do you say if we get started and we take it from there? Okay, for starters, there was some curiosity yesterday as to what goes on during a tsunami drill. So I decided to lead with this news note in which we learned that over 15,300 people participated in the event throughout the state of Jalisco. The tsunami drill is organized periodically nationwide by the Marine Secretary's Tsunami Alert Center. There are, just in our state, 27 tsunami towers strategically located within the four coastal municipalities of our state, which are from south to north: Cihuatlán, La Huerta Tomatlán, Cabo Corrientes, and of course, Puerto Vallarta. Moving right along, we've reported previously on the state of affairs related to vehicle verification, this exercise in which you have to have your vehicle inspected every now and then or periodically to make sure that it's working properly. And as we know, verification in our state is now being implemented in the city of Guadalajara. And when Governor Alfaro brought it to Puerto Vallarta, it was met with a fair amount of resistance from the population, arguing that it makes a dent in the budget of many. Now, President Lopez Obrador has gotten involved in the conversation at a federal level, indicating that all new taxes or fees that can potentially affect what he calls the popular economy should be consulted first. The vehicle verification process, as we know, is being promoted as a way to protect our environment, and it is presently on hold here in Puerto Vallarta. Even if you wanted to go and verify your building, the verification center was closed down due to the fact that they did not have a proper permit. When we reported this, we expressed how we didn't quite understand how these things work, and that continues to be the case. I also wanted to let you know that this past Sunday, Mexico celebrated Teachers' Day. And this article offers a sad reminder of how much, or actually how little, a public teacher makes in Mexico. Do you want to take a guess? According to the Secretary of Treasury, or Hacienda, as we call it in Spanish, an entry-level public school teacher in Mexico makes 8,723 pesos and 50 centavos per month, including paid vacation and a Christmas bonus. That's less than 9,000 pesos. A so-called level 2 teacher makes close to 16,500 pesos, and a level 3 teacher makes just a little over 20,000 pesos. In yesterday's morning presidential press conference, the Secretary of Treasury announced a slight increment to these salaries equivalent to approximately 7.5%, but it is still a small amount. And it's a sad fact that teachers in Mexico just don't make a lot of money, and it becomes truly a labor of love. Moving right along, we know that our president has been not playing mind games, but he has these very personal thoughts on the upcoming Summit of the Americas to take place in Los Angeles, California from June 6 to 10. And our president has said, well, Mexico's not going. I'm not going, he said, if not all Latin American countries are invited. And now the U.S. ambassador in Mexico, Ken Salazar, has gotten in on the mix, assuring that AMLO's participation, AMLO being our president, that Lopez Obrador's participation in the upcoming American summit is very, very important. And he trusts that a solution can be found to his posture of not attending if not all Latin American countries are invited. I told you we would be following this one. And it's interesting to see that President Lopez Obrador has not, at least not to my knowledge, made any further comments on the matter, but we will keep our eye on this. But first, let's take a look at our weather. Our weather wants to know if Superman is less powerful when it's partly cloudy. I wonder about that too. It's 25 degrees, feels like 28. Humidity is high, 72%, as high as we've had this year. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees presently is 78. Our weather forecast for today says partly cloudy through the day with a high of 30 and a low of 20. Tomorrow, Wednesday, partly cloudy through the day again with another high of 30 and another low of 20. And then on Thursday, another clear day and another high of 30 and another low of 20. So not much change on the weather. I must say, however, that I was out having dinner with friends last night, and at some time around 9 p.m., I looked up at the sky, and it had that gray, ominous look that we tend to have when it's about to burst and start raining, and that made me excited. I'm ready for the rain, just in case you haven't noticed. Let's see. If you are interested in flying within Mexico, you can expect good airline ticket promotions during the upcoming hot sale to take place this coming week. Founded in 2014 by the Mexican Association of Online Sales, the hot sale is an initiative that hopes to promote online sales not only as they relate to airlines, but to any company conducting online business. You think about it as the United States Friday after Thanksgiving kind of thing. The hot sale involves many, many different types of companies. And I'm going to leave you with the official website. As you can see, it's going to take place from May 23rd to 31st. And you can expect that a lot of companies that have online sales, from travel to beauty to clothing, furniture, so forth and so on, electronics, will have some kind of sale that you may want to consider if you are shopping for something. I wonder if I'll find any discounts in crochet yarns, but that's just me. I'm giddy to share that the Philharmonic, the Jalisco Philharmonic, has announced their second season at Teatro de Gollado in Guadalajara, which will take place with Thursday evening and Sunday matinee concerts scheduled from June 2nd to July 24. I have just started looking at the programs, but I've already identified at least one piece of music that is in my bucket list of symphonic works I must enjoy live at least once in my life. So I am very, very excited about that. And before we go into the show and tell that I mentioned at the beginning, I have one more article that caught my attention, as it mentions several destinations in Mexico you must consider visiting if you are a foodie. The article begins praising the state of Michoacan, where the cuisine is largely based on corn and where you can find traditional carnitas. That's where traditional carnitas are from. Then we continue to the state of Oaxaca, where mole is from, where Lila Downs is from. The state of Oaxaca is a place where mole and chocolate and mezcal are absolutely essential. Then the article takes us to Sinaloa, where it's all about seafood, and aguachile is a must. Aguachile is similar to ceviche in a sense that raw fish is cooked in lime juice, but aguachile is spicier. And then and of course, another great thing you can find in Sinaloa, in the city of Mazatlan, is the famous chiles rellenos de jaiba, or stuffed peppers with crab filling. They are absolutely delicious. And then, of course, we go to San Luis Potosi, where Potosi style or Potosina style enchiladas are absolutely a must here. The cuisine is a lot more influenced by our pre-Hispanic cuisine. And last but not least, the article mentions the state of Veracruz, another seafood destination where, of course, the pescado in Veracruz style is served, and it is absolutely something you must try at least once. You see, we tend to think about Mexican food as just Mexican food, but just like I'm sure is the case in many other countries, there are regional variations and specialties that one may want to consider. And now, some show and tell. You may or may not be aware of this. I never specifically mention it, but when you look at our website, each one of our broadcasts has a different cover photo. I call them covers. For example, on this date, we featured a view of Gringo Gulch as the cover image, and there it is. There it is. And of course, a lot of times we try to make sure that the covers have something to do with the content of each program, and many times we don't find images that have to do specifically with a broadcast. So yesterday, I went into town with the firm decision that I was not going to do video. I was not going to do anything other than to photograph potential covers for those days in which we don't have a good cover to share. It so happens that I had a lunch in town and then I had a dinner. So I figured I'm going to stay in town through the afternoon and I'm going to take photographs and I'm going to crochet. Of course, dizzy me, I left my crochet project, my portable crochet project in the house. So I ended up spending the afternoon taking potential cover shots. Now, these are not related to one another, but I figured I would present them to you as some sort of show and tell. So let me find the proper button, and here it is. We find with this photograph that I took just around the corner from my house here on Francisco Villa Avenue. I was waiting for the bus, and just look at the root structure of this tree. I mean, it is just, oops, wrong. I didn't mean to go there so quickly. Hold on just a second. There it is. Look at the root structure in this image. I mean, it's just crazy. And this is a large tree that is right next to the Conalep, which is a school, and it has deteriorated the sidewalk over and over again. And of course, as I was waiting for the bus, I saw that city workers were trying to create some kind of harmony between these routes and the sidewalk, which is very necessary. You don't want to step on the road when you are trying to walk down that sidewalk. And then, of course, I got into town. I was walking along the Rio Cuale pedestrian bridge, and I was reminded of the fact that once upon a time, when the bridge was just concluded and open to the public, walking along the bridge was very comfortable because it was all flat. But clearly, they used some sort of bricks on the bridge that are just not strong enough. And through time, walking on the bridge has become interesting because the bricks have sort of eroded, and it just feels really funny on the feet. But anyhow, I took this image of Los Muertos Beach. As you can see, there's not a lot of people on the beach. It was a Monday. That is something to be said. So locals are probably working, and I didn't see a lot of tourists. But this was a view of Los Muertos Beach. Looking in the opposite direction, there was the Malecon extension. Again, there were some people walking out and about. It was interesting to see the view from that little nook that sticks out from the pedestrian bridge. Then I was looking at the Rio Cuale itself. We recall that several days ago we reported that the nice folks at Rivera Cuale are doing work to strengthen their wall against the Rio in preparation or in anticipation of the rain season, to make sure that if the river current gets high again, it just doesn't go completely crazy like we had very adverse effects last year. So we can see that work is moving right along. We know for a fact that the Riviera Cuale people have said that all this debris will be cleaned in time, so that when the rain begins, the river will have enough room to move about. And then we have this nice view of people enjoying the pool at Riviera Cuale, not really caring about much of anything other than the fact that they were splashing. And I suppose I felt a little guilty. I keep joking with my friends that I'm going to start a nonprofit called Puerto Vallarta Friends with Swimming Pools. And that is just a bad joke that indicates my habit of being nice to my friends with swimming pools this time of year, just because it gets balmy, you think? And then, of course, we continue and we went to, let me click, of course, on the Rio Cuale, one of the pedestrian bridges is, of course, operating in, as usual. It did not fall down or anything. This is the new, stronger kind of pedestrian bridges they're building. The one directly across is the one that connects to the Mercado del Cuale, is still in the works. It's being built, and hopefully it'll be finished before it starts raining, and it could start raining in a matter of weeks. So I would be getting a little nervous, just a little bit. Elsewhere, we're looking here at the wall of the market here on the right-hand side. We can see that the current is barely moving right now. All the construction crews are very busy making sure that they finish all the the cleaning on the river that is necessary for the waters to be able to flow once it starts raining. And I think I have one more. Yes, I had just shown you a photograph of the new access ramp at the market, although I must say it concerns me a little bit to see this very interesting way to support that turn. As compared to this pillar over here, this looks a lot sturdier. This I'm not so sure about. So we are going to hope that they build something a little bit stronger. I love Alan's comment. Alan says, the catapult is standing by just in case. And do I have another photo? I think that's the last one. Oh, I just took this random photo of traffic along Insurgentes from the vantage point of the new bridge. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic. There's, what we would expect this time of year, not so much that it's overwhelming, but definitely not a small amount. And of course, I ended my afternoon. It was a little warm out and about, and I ended up sitting at the other Los Muertos Brewing, which is called, I think it's called El Granero. That would be me sitting all the way down here enjoying a cold beer in anticipation of a lovely dinner that I had with my friends. So that was a little bit of my photographic adventure, and expect to see some of these images used in cover shots in the next few broadcasts of Coffee and Headlines, and then we will go back and photograph some more. And now is a good time to take a look at all your questions and your comments just to see what everybody is up to, starting with all these wonderful good mornings, which are always great to read. Thank you very much for being so sweet. Let's see. Suzanne is in Chicago. That's awesome. Where is Suzanne? There is Suzanne. Let's see what else we have. Betsy Ann is in Emiliano Zapata. That's awesome. Brian is in Calgary, missing home. It's great to see you. Great to see you all, of course. Let's see what else. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, 'tis the season to fumigate. Wanted to enjoy the show on the terrace, but neighbor is fumigating. Yes, I keep getting mosquito bites. So we appreciate fumigation. Teachers everywhere are underpaid, says Christy. I am afraid you are correct, I suppose. It is sad because teaching is so important. Let's see what else we have. Da, 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 da. Forecast. First storm of the season. So much for sunny and warm. Well, it's going to rain sometime soon. Some people are saying not until August. I am thinking, I hope it rains a lot sooner than that. Kimberly asks, what is the name of the foodie article? The name of the foodie article is called Wait for the Show Notes and Find Out There. There you go. Dave asks, did you enjoy your lunch at El Cucon? I loved my lunch at El Cucon. As you recall, I had mentioned El Cucon as a place where I needed to go number one, and I went number one. They were so kind to me that I figured, I might as well stay for a sangria. And it was such a wonderful and lively place. I vowed to go back and have lunch, and that's precisely what happened yesterday. I had an amazing lunch with my friend Juan Pablo at El Cucon. I strongly recommend the restaurant. It is yummy food, very affordably priced, and just happy people. The service was amazing. I really, really loved it. Let's see what else. Mihal comments on the roots of the Conalep photograph. I have climbed over those roots many a time. I hear you. But if you noticed, Mihal, they have destroyed the surrounding sidewalk. Now, how they're going to resolve sidewalk versus root system is a mystery to me because it's humongous. Then Den comments on the bricks at the Malecon pedestrian bridge, that the bricks weren't fired at a high enough temperature and that's why they are dissolving. No idea if that is accurate, as I know nothing about bricks. My common sense, jaded mind tends to think that the government probably tried to cut corners by not buying the best quality bricks, but I could be wrong. You never know. All we know is that it is it is not that comfortable to walk it anymore, and I may be being picky. I don't know at what point the government steps in and says, "Oh, okay, we're going to like repave the whole thing," but it's we don't know. Ramona asks, "Where is that pool?" I believe I said that pool was at Molino de Agua. Thank you for the compliments of the photographs. Let's see. Good vibes for Janet, who's going to have surgery tomorrow. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Uh, are you still working on our training class? Oh my God, we're doing a training class. Is this the Spanish one? If the question is the Spanish class, the answer is yes. If I promised another kind of class, please let me know, because sometimes I say things and I forget. That's just the nature of the beast, but I don't want to forget. Um, Seriously? Well, I have to be respectful on this one. I am concerned about the tsunami drill held yesterday. Many, many people did not hear the sirens, including myself, and I am 2 blocks away from the oceans. Kind of scary. Marie, I appreciate your feeling scary, but statistically speaking, the odds that you will die being run over by a bus are a lot higher than the odds of dying in a tsunami. I certainly don't hope that either one will happen to you, but I certainly would not lose sleep because you cannot hear a tsunami siren. Um, that said, I wonder where you live and why you didn't hear it. Maybe you heard it, or maybe it was going on. But anyhow, don't be scared. Enjoy your life, Marie, as much as you can. Kimberly says, "What's this about a Spanish class?" Oh shit! Am I spilling my own secrets and beans? Okay, I will start by rewinding here. And Ronald asks, "Are you still working on our training class?" And again, I hope that refers to the Spanish class that I may or may not have mentioned already. And I suppose I may not. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, here's the tea. Classes, as far as classes are concerned, I'm working on a snarky Spanish presentation that should be a lot of fun, and this is going to be out in the public at some venue. And that's number one. Number two, I am also working at resurrecting my music appreciation lectures. I've just been wanting for the momentum to be right, and for us to get to a certain comfort level to do this. And I think we are pretty much there. So I am actually dusting my music appreciation lectures. And of course, I also promised you a special broadcast that has to do with my experience in Guadalajara. And that is something else that I'm presently working on right now. So I certainly hope. Oh, that one. Oh, the pissy ass queen mode class. Thank you, Mihal. The training on how to be a pissy ass queen. Well, I kind of invoked 2 co-hosts. One of them was Paul, and the other one was Logan. And and they got busy. I got busy. I think I'm just going to do it on my own. So there. So yes, that's another class that we have spoken about. Marie chimes in again. I'm in Versailles. Just feel if the city is going to do a tsunami drill, it should work as intended. It's okay. I won't lose any sleep over it. Actually, Marie, it worked as intended, and it worked as intended by the city. I think what happens here is that it didn't work as you think it should work, maybe. So maybe what you want to do is get in touch with city officials so that you can appreciate better what it's supposed to do, and trying to meet that with your own expectations. And maybe you've lived in a place where there's tsunami drills and they've done them differently elsewhere. But I'm glad that you won't lose any sleep over it. And oh, that's the training. Okay, the pissy ass queen training. Yes, let's do pissy ass queen training. Let's do it this week. What the fuck? I don't care. If Logan cannot join me, if Paul is too busy, it's okay. Let's do it. Let's do it this Sunday. This Sunday, we will do pissy ass queen mode. So there, I will make the announcement tomorrow and we will take it from there. And that, of course, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. And as always, I thank you for your questions. I thank you for your comments, and I thank you for your suggestions. I thank you for your company, and I thank you for the fact that you've created a really amazing community. I was sitting drinking my beer yesterday, and I met a couple that were tourists, and I like to engage with the tourists from time to time because it gives me a sense as to what brings them here and what their interests are. And I was so very happy to learn that these tourists were really more travelers than tourists. They really had amazing questions, and it was great to spend time with them. Sherry says, Sunday, you are usually not on Sunday. Well, Sherry, I'm a big boy. I can be on whenever I feel like it. And I think I feel like being on Sunday. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a lovely Tuesday.